The Brazilian government is constructing what will be the world's third largest hydroelectric dam. The Belo Monte Dam is located on the Xingu River in Brazil. While the Brazilian government means well, the negative effects of the Belo Monte outweigh the benefits. It is true that the building of the Belo Monte will create more jobs, ultimately helping the poor economy, and the dam takes place of coal power plants, decreasing the amount of smog, acid rain, and air pollution emitted. In order to make an improvement to protect the endangered species being affected by the dam, the government has had $800 million set back to fund for 2 conservation parks. This ideally was supposed to help the species diversity, but they were doing the exact opposite by building the Belo Monte Dam. In 1988, the Brazilian Constitution had a law passed that required the indigenous people approval in order to build the Belo Monte and other dams on the Xingu River. Yet, in 2005, the Belo Monte was approved under urgent circumstances and without consulting the indigenous people. Over the years, the indigenous people have been in conflict with the Brazilian government. If things continue to escalate, civil war could break out between the two. Yet, the government feels pressure to build the Belo Monte because of the Norwegian state financial support and the alumina refinery business they have bought from Brazil. Norway pushes for the dam to be built because it is one of the cheapest sources of energy, but because of the dry and rainy seasons and fluctuation of rainfall, only 40% of the estimated energy will be produced. Even further, most of the river's flow will be detoured from main reservoirs through a series of canals interlinking 5 dammed tributary streams, ultimately cutting it to a fraction of its normal annual flow. When building the Belo Monte Dam, part of the Amazon rainforest has to be cleared. This is a process called deforestation, which causes a loss in biodiversity. As a result, many species such as the zebra peko, the slender dwarf pike cichlid, the plant-eating piranha, and the Xingu dart poisonous frog are endangered. The Xingu River Basin is a living symbol of Brazil's cultural and biological diversity. It is home to 25,000 indigenous people from 40 ethnic groups. But when building the Belo Monte, the area floods and damages many of the indigenous people's villages. The dam also causes the fish migration routes to change, depleting their main food source and ultimately causing them to move out of their homes and go elsewhere. This will cause a high demand for very few jobs, leaving many people unemployed. This could lead to them turning to illegal logging, cattle ranching, or other destructive methods, destroying the Amazon rainforest further. In China, there is a similar case called the China's Three Gorges Dam. It is the largest hydroelectric dam in the world, with the reservoir that stretches almost the length of Britain and drives 26 giant turbines. This dam is similarly controversial because it caused the rehousing of 1.4 million people and the flooding of more than 1,000 towns and villages. Philip Fernside of the National Amazon Research Institute has realized that the incredible volumes of methane gas are sure to be generated by the forests of decaying vegetation in the flooded area of the Belo Monte reservoirs and canals. Methane is the second most prevalent greenhouse gas emitted and leads to climate change. Overall, the construction of the Belo Monte is ruining the environmental, social, and economical aspects in Brazil. Although hydroelectric dams provide a cheaper source of energy, everything else has to suffer the drastic consequences.